Hello, viewers. Pachaco here with Charlie the Elephant, Stephen the Elephant, and our guest star, Rainbow Blocks.
Hi there, I'm Rainbow Blocks, and I'm a colorful block that can take it any shape. Hi there, fellas, I'm Steven the Elephant, and I'm a great college graduate, like Sega 20X. And I'm Charlie the Elephant, which you already see me before in the last videos, the circus elephant.
Yes, that's right. I know we have been featured in different films, but today we're going to talk about educational games with Sega 20X, as Sega 20X takes a quick review of educational games, such as Tetris, math games, and other great games. So enjoy.
Yes, enjoy. Enjoy.
Yes, enjoy. Yes, and stay cool and remember how to use your brain, because your brain is a unique tool. So see you later.
Hello, viewers. Sega 20X here to take some reviews of the best educational games, but I won't just cover some educational games on Sega. I will cover it on the arcade and stuff. So here we are, we have the incredible Math Blasters. That's right, Math Blasters. I know it may feel like a kid's game, but in this game, you get to do multiplications, adding, subtracting, and division. Yes, you have to understand your math formulas. In fact, you should give this game a chance because this is one of the greatest games Sega has ever done. Alright, here we have another unreleased Sega game, but it's also a puzzle game where you have to solve the puzzle. That's right. You're playing as a tomato rescuing his girlfriend in order to save the day from an evil creature that has probably kidnapped your girlfriend. That's right, Bill Tomato. I know it's already released on the Amiga, but this is the Sega Genesis version since it's pretty cool too. That's right, many of you already know what Psygnosis was famous for. Pugsy. I know some of you already prefer Lemmings, but I think one of the best games Psygnosis has ever done was Fail Rewind. But back to Bill's Tomato game. That's right, this is another great puzzle game, which you should give a shot. Yes, in this game, you point the mouse, you can move your cursor, and this is the goal, where you have to reach. So yeah, it may have a little challenges with the game, but still, when you solve the puzzle, you get the credit. Okay, here is another great game that I enjoy. Dr. Robotnik's Bean Machine. I know I always heard about him from as Eggman when I watched Sonic X. But this game here features Eggman and his evil robots, which is based on the old Sonic cartoon way before Sonic X was even made. That's right. I know this is kind of a ripoff of Puyo Puyo, which was also by Sega. but I think Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine is great. Yes, I know it may remind you of Tetris or Columns, where you have to match, except there's no ending, but this is one of the greatest puzzle games. That's right. You're gonna stop Dr. Robotnik's evil goons. Okay, in this demonstration, you can rotate the beans. If you match all 4, you get 40 points. But yes, if you overdo it, then yes, it's going to block your way, and then it's your own fault. Sometimes your opponent will get smarter. So, here's multiple ways to match 4 beans in a row. Yes, when you see multiplication, the higher your score goes, but it's also making you use your brain. So give Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine a chance on the Sega Genesis. This is one of the greatest games. Even though it doesn't feature Sonic the Hedgehog, but his opponent, Dr. Eggman, or Robotnik, however you call him these days. Okay, on to the next educational game I'm going to take a look at. Okay, here is another good game which you already saw in my last video of my favorite circus game. Sorry, not favorite circus games, in my little review of Wartress. Yes, I get to cover it again because this is also a good educational game where you have to build with words, like you see here. Okay, on to the next educational game, since you already saw enough of the video from my last review, if you check out Wartress Review. Speaking of my last videos covered in a review, you get to see Packy and Marlin. Yes, I know I already covered it before, but this is also an educational game where you want to take a health science class to know about diabetes. That's right. Or blood sugar. That's right. This teaches you what foods you need to eat in your diet, since it may come in handy when you're in high school or if you're in college. That's right. I would say this was Super Nintendo's answer to Rollo to the Rescue, I guess, which you already saw me review Rollo to the Rescue on the real Sega Genesis, but anyway, you already seen the video, so that's all I'm gonna say for this. Okay, on to the next educational game I get to cover. Okay, I know I may have covered this before in my last video, but here. This is Bloxed by Sega. That's right. You guessed it, just your regular Tetris. The only thing what makes it special is the background of the pictures. If you play the original Sega Genesis Tetris. Except, well, there might be extra blocks coming underneath. That's the only minor difference. Not much to say about this one, so yeah, I know this is one of the games that never left Japan. Okay, let's get a little bit more Nintendo here, even though I have been covering a lot of Sega lately. For those of you great Nintendo viewers. Here we have Cuba Pop, which is a game that never left Japan, which is on the Super Nintendo. That's right. A 3D game where you have to play as a block that matches the same color. Which came out the year I was born. Which is pretty unique. 1996. Yes, this game is now almost 30 years old. And that's pretty great. As you see in this demonstration here, you have to match the color block. So when you match the colors, you get a little flash. And get more points. Okay, here's an arcade game that has a lot of puzzle educational games that you see here. That's right, 5 games in one, which this game never left Korea. Puzzle Club. That's right. Yoon-san made this great game. You have all 5 games. You have Math Ball, you have Magic Ball, which is a ripoff to Bust a Move. Here's Magic Eye, which you're about to see here. So yeah, that's right. 5 educational games. Yeah, Magic Eye, you have to spot a difference. Like what's different in the picture versus what's on the other side, which you already know. So yeah, that's a good brain challenge. Bongo Payo and Rocktress, which is, you guessed it, another Tetris ripoff. Speaking of a great puzzle game, we have another great Super Nintendo puzzle game called Keeper. This game came out in 1992 to 1993. You play as a little cute creature where you get to match the blocks. Yeah, you guessed it. Kind of like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Yeah, in this demonstration here, it's kind of like Don't Pull by Capcom. Except, well, you have to match all 3 pictures of the same creature with the C star. Yeah, it does get a little challenging because I know it's almost hard to get past stage 1. I know it's one of the greatest games and those creatures are super cute. Okay, ready to take a move on. For the next and final educational game I'm going to cover for last, so here it comes. And all but not least, let's finish this game off of the greatest educational games of all time with Money Exchanger. That's right, Money Exchanger, where you get to count money and change, like you're at a bank. That's right, Money Puzzle Exchange by Neo Geo is one of the greatest, so you should give this a shot. That's right, in this demonstration here, when you match, like for example, if you match those 2 5s, you get 10 cents. If you match 5 1s, those blue coins, kind of like Magical Drop, but with coins. Okay guys, I hope you people have enjoyed my video. So Sega 20X sign off, please like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy, and remember, a brain is a unique tool, so learn to use it. Just like when you have to keep practicing for a sport. So enjoy.